All right, we're live. Let's talk about day 7, a morning stream, not the daily nightly stream. Morning stream, early morning on a Sunday. Let's go. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoy my content, which I can tell some people do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We got a lot of views the other day from one of our videos, which is awesome. But we're doing these every single day of Summer League. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment. And we're putting out a lot more videos like this in the future, especially up until Summer League is finished. Let's jump into last night's games. Got some show outs. Got some people not playing. And let's just jump in with this Denver-Dallas game. So let's start with one of our thumbnail boys, Hyland. Hyland, it was kind of his first breakout performance of the Summer League so far. He'd been playing okay, but I kind of wanted to see more, and he gave us more last night. 28, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He hit 5 threes. And the interesting thing about Hyland and him hitting his threes is that he kind of showed a variety of how he can hit them. Off the bounce, catch and shoot. There was even one where he kind of made a couple dribble moves and had a step back, and man, you know, he was on fire. 5 free throw attempts, I should say. Also had 5 turnovers, but you know, when you're getting that kind of a stat sheet and the ball's in your hand as much as it is, you know, obviously you're going to make a little bit more plays. No bull in this game, and that's going to be a constant trend of today's videos, is that we're not going to see a lot of the bigger name players. It looks like they rested, and they may rest for the rest of Summer League, and which is kind of a bummer, but we'll see what happens. Dallas, Carlik Jones is really the only one that kind of stood out. 17, 4, and 8, 12 free throw attempts. So dude played aggressive. He was driving to the basket and being able to facilitate when he was driving to the basket. So good play by Carlik Jones. Kind of a shout out for Dallas's team, who I usually don't care about. Atlanta and Miami. Let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks and the Miami Heat. Skyler Mays for Atlanta, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. An extremely solid day for Skyler Mays, who already, I believe, has a roster spot with the Hawks. And, you know, to be able to see him have 9 assists is huge. 10 free throw attempts as well, so being aggressive. No Sharif Cooper today, so for the Atlanta Hawks. So that means that Mays had a little bit more time with the ball in his hands, a little bit more higher usage, and definitely was able to take advantage of that in the game. Jalen Johnson, another dude who's on the thumbnail. Absolutely great game. 25, 7, and 3 assists. He had 3 3-pointers made, and that's the big key thing with Jalen Johnson, is if he can be able to extend his range out, be able to shoot the 3 a little bit more consistently, he's going to find time in the NBA. And a lot of people have really liked what they've seen from Johnson in the Summer League. Dude was picked 20th, and I don't think there's 19 players in this draft that are going to be better than Jalen Johnson. If you know me, I actually had him number 5 on my board after the kind of 4 usuals that people had of Mobley, Cunningham, Jalen Green, and Jalen Suggs. So Jalen Johnson, high ceiling, and he's showing out. If he can hit the 3, awesome. I think he's got a lot of potential. Miami, Omer Yurt 7, 21, 7, and 4 for him. Played another solid day, solid game from him. Was able to shoot the 3 and hit it. It seems like he's got a really smooth jumper, but he also can kind of go inside and you know, maybe not bang around, but be able to play a little aggressive. And he's kind of has a thin frame, so to see him play aggressively, to see him be able to stretch out, versatility is a big thing with Yurt 7. Kind of want to see him in the NBA and see kind of how he does in NBA minutes, and because he is playing really solid for the Heat this Summer League, and is probably one of the not as well known players in the Las Vegas Summer League, but yet he is putting up some pretty solid numbers for the Heat. Max Truce, we all know about Max Truce, extended by the Heat in the offseason, and 24, 2, and 3, had 6 3-pointers, and the Heat still lose after a pretty solid performance from those two guys. Ultimately, the Atlanta Hawks do beat the Miami Heat today, but again, good young prospects in this game, and liked what I saw from all of them. Let's go to the 76ers and Celtics. Not too much here. I'm still waiting on Jaden Springer to really do something crazy, but it's just not in his nature. He's kind of a reserved kind of a person, and his game doesn't really have too much flashiness with it. So he's just a solid player, and his stats haven't popped out in Summer League, but I'm kind of waiting for the Jalen Springer moment for him to pop out and really show out in a game. And today, I think they played Maxey. I can't remember for 100% sure. Maybe they didn't. But these are the types of situations you want to be in if you're Springer, to be able to showcase your skills a little bit more. Boston, Langford, Edwards, Nesmith all played super solid. No Peyton Pritchard. They're resting him. But Langford, Edwards, and Nesmith continue to be solid. And the Celtics are continually undefeated in the Summer League in Vegas. Let's jump down to the Pacers and the Thunder. Chris Duarte. Every time I watch Duarte, I always feel like he's just super in control of the game. He knows where he wants to go. He's crafty. He seems that he, as far as an IQ level, is just smarter than most of the players on the floor, if not the smartest player on the floor. So he knows a lot of what he needs to do to put himself in a good position to score, to pass, whatever it may be. He plays good defense. I think there was a play where he had a steal that was really just well timed, and he knew he was anticipating it really well. So you kind of see the basketball knowledge, if you will, with Duarte. And Chris Duarte played just really, really solid today and continues to be a good pick for the Pacers, at least in Summer League. Oklahoma City, I'm not going to talk much about them. Nobody on their team really impressed me too much, and I'm not going to pay much attention to them. I think Theo Maledon had a really, really bad showing. He shot the ball really bad, and nobody that I can really confidently say was super good. Charlotte and Toronto is next. And let's talk about the Raptors first. And Scotty Barnes, 23, 5, and 4. Super solid from him. He was kind of scoring. I still kind of worry a little bit about how he's scoring in the NBA, because it looks like every time he scores, he kind of needs the ball and he needs a couple of dribbles to be able to make a move and kind of just, whether it's like a turnaround fadeaway. It's very like old school scoring from this type of from something that you would see back in like the 80s or the 90s. Like, he just kind of dribbles in, he spins around, he gets to the post and tries to do something with it. But again, Barnes' versatility everywhere else is kind of what stands out. So I'll wait on the offense, and hopefully that can develop, especially in a place like Toronto. But Scotty Barnes is a dude that I really enjoy watching, and if he can just maybe create some moves off the dribble, I think that would be really good for him moving forward in his development. Precious Achiuwa, 18 and 6. Man, he looks like Kenneth Faried. Like when Kenneth Faried started kind of in the league, he just attacks the basket at a great rate, and he finishes. He had that one poster dunk over somebody on the Hornets and was just absolutely amazing. He has great athleticism. He can rebound the ball pretty well, and he's just pretty solid all around. And Achiuwa, and who obviously comes over from the Kyle Lowry trade along with Goran Dragic to Toronto, he's shown out. He definitely is a high ceiling type of player. Let's go to Charlotte. Kai Jones, another interesting line from Kai Jones, and the up and downness, in my personal opinion, continues. He had 9 points, 16 rebounds, but he did have 5 turnovers and 5 fouls. So that's one thing where it's like, again, I like seeing what I see from Kai Jones, but I just don't know what I'm going to get from him on a consistent basis. And I know with a lot of these rookies, we're going to see a lot of highs and a lot of downs, mostly downs. But with Kai Jones, I just don't know if the Hornets, if you're a Hornets fan, if you can get too excited about what he's providing. It sounds like they're going to push him to be the backup center there, I think, because I don't believe Biyombo signed and Zeller officially went to Portland, and they obviously brought in Mason Plumlee. So maybe I'm forgetting a center on the depth chart, but I mean, if you're going to ask Kai Jones to come in and play 15-20 minutes, I don't know if he's ready for that, but we'll see, I guess, if they're going to push him for that. How about James Bouknight? 14 points, 4 assists, 6 turnovers. I think he is also trying to figure out his how he can better stay on the floor. If he can be a facilitator, if he can maybe lead an offense a little bit and not be such a just a score first guard. And I know that's what he was kind of doing at UConn, but Bouknight has to be a little bit more of a player that can be able to pass and move the ball around in the NBA and with this team, because that's just how you're going to get minutes. These guys, there's not a whole lot of players outside of all-stars that are just going to be able to get all the shots and have such a low assist rate, and the team's okay with that. So Bouknight's got to kind of change his game. I'm glad. I mean, most of the time I would say 6 turnovers is not great, but today, when he's trying to get a little bit more going and be more of that kind of maybe point guard. I don't want to say point guard because I don't think Bouknight's a point guard at all, but if he can kind of get in that facilitator mindset, I think that's a good thing. Liangelo Ball, man. So he played really solid. He had that electric play where he played defense, and on the other end he hit a 3 and the place just went wild. I would want the ball, and I wonder if the Hornets will do this and they'll play him more minutes. There are some rotation things that are going to happen here, I think, in the next couple games as teams rest up for the tournament that comes up with Summer League. And so maybe he gets the starting opportunity and more minutes, but we'll see. But as of right now, Liangelo Ball is playing pretty solid. How about Cleveland and New York? Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. So Miles McBride shows out again. He did have one bad performance. I think it was last game. But today he kind of bounces back. He hit 6 threes, just shot confidently. 6 free throw attempts, or at least 6 free throws I believe made, and then he had again 23 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists for Miles McBride. Oh, excuse me. So 23 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 3-pointers made. Absolutely great. And then how about Quentin Grimes? He's the one I was kind of talking about there. Grimes had been playing really poor on offense lately, but I think with no Quickly, that gave a little bit more room for these young guards of Grimes and McBride to be able to show off a little bit more. And hey, they played pretty solid today. Grimes himself was able to just shoot the ball a lot better. I still kind of wonder when I watch him shoot, it seems like his shot's a little bit broken, but I think if he can knock down shots, I think that's all the Knicks need him to do. We know he's a capable defender already, but Grimes is a dude I just continue to question a little bit on the offensive side, and hopefully he can have more of these performances offensively. Obi Toppin had 21 points. He did take 20 shots. I just worry about offensive efficiency for Toppin. Look, he attacks the rim really good, but I think he falls in love with maybe taking jump shots a little bit too much. I think he's a dude that has a lot of versatility in his game, and he can drive by slower forwards, and he can kind of power over the smaller defenders. But I just think he needs to finish a little bit. I think he needs to really score at a better rate, I should say. And 8 of 20 is good. He scores 21 points, but whenever you're taking as many shots as you're getting points, it's not the greatest of signs typically. No Quickly today for the Knicks as well. I mentioned that. Obviously, that is one of the reasons why Quentin Grimes and Miles McBride went off a little bit. And then for Cleveland, no Isaac Okoro and no Evan Mobley. So not really anything I really want to talk about for the Cavaliers. And then 2 more games. Portland, everybody knows I don't really like Portland's Summer League team. Emmanuel Mudiay, hey, 13 points, 11 assists. All right, pretty good. Will he get a roster spot in the NBA? Probably not. I don't know. He didn't even play in the NBA last year. So Mudiay's, I don't know. I doubt Mudiay's getting on a roster this season, but maybe I'm wrong. Phoenix. The Phoenix Suns had Jalen Smith get 17 and 12. He had 3 3-pointers that he made out of 10, so maybe a little bit not that great efficiency wise, but Jalen Smith was still pretty solid overall. I still think that Smith is a dude that I kind of wonder what the Suns haven't planned for him. We had heard recent rumors about how Jalen Smith apparently was maybe potential trade candidate for the Suns, as they maybe wanted to try to get a guy who can compete and produce at a high level now as opposed to waiting on a dude. Because I think the Suns understand that their title window is it really hinges on Chris Paul. And I think this team is dramatically different without Paul on the floor, because then you're asking Booker to do everything, and I don't think Booker's ready for that role to be like the number one scorer that can lead a team to a championship. And I know he led them to the finals in a way, but I think it's more Chris Paul, because you look at the numbers from Devin Booker in the finals and in the conference finals, they weren't great. He didn't shoot the ball that efficiently. I know he dropped points, but he didn't shoot the ball that efficiently. And when I mean efficiently, look, if you want to take a lot of contested mid-range 2-pointers, awesome, go for it. Statistics tell us that that's not a good shot, and he wasn't great at shooting the 3. So, I don't know if he's ready to take that next step yet, but we'll see. Jalen Smith played pretty solid today, and liked what I saw from him and him shooting the 3 with confidence. Also, he had I think all of them were catch and shoot 3s, which was really good, because if he does get time in the NBA, he can step out and be able to stretch the floor a little bit, which is good for the Suns. Detroit, no Cade Cunningham. Killian Hayes apparently is in concussion protocol, which is weird, and I didn't know anything about that. But Sadiq Bey and Saben Lee both played. Sadiq Bey had 22 points, 5 assists. Saben Lee 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. So solid lines there from the two of them. And then Luca Garza. We will end the video on Luca Garza, because I'm not talking about the Lakers Summer League team, because they don't have anybody that I'm interested in. How about Luca Garza? Guy goes off for 20 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists. He hits 3 threes. Yeah, he hits 3 threes. And watching that game, he's going to struggle on the defensive end in the NBA. But my thing when I see Garza is that he still has slow feet. He still kind of plays an older school type of a game when it gets like when he's in the post. And he added that extra element of being able to shoot this last year at Iowa, at least shoot from 3. So I just wonder exactly how he's going to fit in the NBA, because I don't know if you can play him high minutes on the defensive end. So if that's something that you're worried about, then maybe it's not the right thing to play him a lot. I was happy though. I like to see these young good college players that maybe don't fit the NBA prototype, or the mold of an NBA player and what teams want. So I do congratulate Garza on that. He played really solid, but I just again question how much time he's actually going to be able to play in the NBA in the upcoming season. So that does it with our video. Today's games, because we're doing this morning stream, we got a lot. Dallas Mavericks, Sacramento Kings, Milwaukee Bucks, Washington Wizards, Utah Jazz, Los Angeles Clippers, Brooklyn Nets, San Antonio Spurs, Minnesota Timberwolves, Philadelphia 76ers, the Orlando Magic and the Houston Rockets, the Golden State Warriors and the New Orleans Pelicans, and then we finish off the night with the Memphis Grizzlies and the Chicago Bulls. I believe, what day is it? Is it Tuesday? Yeah, I think it's Tuesday. They officially start playing. The tournament, or at least get things going in the tournament. So when that happens, obviously that would be good. But in the meantime, they got a couple more days to play these games, and we'll be here to review every single day, talk about the highs and the lows from the day, and go from there. Thanks for watching the video. Catch us on another stream, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.